All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show, weekly rock news outlet. And boy, we got the rocket news going this week, boy. I'm your host, Murph, and man, this week, Foo Fighters, they can't stay out of the news, it seems, and got some more updates on Jane's addiction. Oh, some Journey news. Ronnie Radke, of course, in the news. Josh Klinghoffer, Dave Mason, Sammy, all sorts of updates and whatnot with concerts and stuff, but I can't do it without my co-host. That would be Wayne's World's own, very own, Doc Vox. How you doing, Doc?
Doing all right, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
coming into fall time.
Hmm.
Love this time of year, man. It's probably my favorite part of the year, man.
Yeah.
Just low 70s, just nice breeze out.
Mm.
Just yeah, lovely out. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. First time viewer, what we do is give you the rock news, all the interesting and important and wacky stories that come from the world of rock and yeah, just a little nostalgia thrown in, have a couple laughs along the way. And that sounds like something you might enjoy. Please consider subscribing and hitting the like button and otherwise feeding the algorithm master to help us move along. So yeah, this week lots of stories. We won't be getting into any Diddy. We won't get into any of that, but we will have our own rock news freak off, if you will.
Man. Ooh.
But yeah, starting off more and more on Dave and his
There he is.
issues.
Oh, that's a brooding picture right there. I can see why he's brooding in this picture. Uh, just because everybody knows about the Dave Grohl kerfuffle, if I may call it a kerfuffle. Yeah, he's in a kerfuffle, all right. Of course, child out of wedlock, blah blah blah. Well, we're seeing some of the after effects of that decision to keep little Dave out of his pants there, and they've had to pull it. Well, they didn't have to, but they pulled out of the weekend's Southside Music Festival. That was supposed to be September 29th, yesterday. They were supposed to play yesterday. And it's funny. They yesterday early they posted on the band's social media. Foo Fighters will no longer be appearing at this weekend's Southside Music Festival. Please check the festival website for more information. At least they didn't go on with the usual. Well, what's the
Due to
usual?
circumstances beyond our control, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Or illness in the
unforeseen circumstances, yeah.
unforeseen illness or something like that. They
Yeah.
didn't just say anything because, like, you know why, people. We
Oh
don't
yeah.
have to tell you why. There is trouble in the camp, in the Foo Fighters camp, and this will be interesting. Like I say, I read where he had, fired up a divorce attorney. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, boy, oh boy,
Well, I
Dave.
think just before he kind of spilled the beans on that one, he probably tried to get all his bases covered, and because it sounds like he wants to reconcile. He's talking about making it up to him and all that. But
Ooh.
I don't think that was a. I think it was more of a defensive move than an offensive move. But yeah, so good to see he knows how to pull out of something, man. Huh?
Oh, yes, good call, Doc. Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah. There were a few comments on just that same deal. It's like,
yeah,
they finally, they ought to pull out of something for crying
pull
out
out
loud.
something.
And of course,
But
he's got
this was the last stop, and this is the only gig that they had lined up. So, for the foreseeable future, they didn't have anything lined up. So we
boy,
will
oh
see.
boy.
If people are
Yeah.
talking, is this the end of Foo Fighters?
Oh boy. Who knows what's going on in this
Could
wacky
possibly
world.
be, man. Quite honestly, I mean,
Well, something
you
like
know,
that. Yeah, that has
you,
that has tectonic repercussions. Man,
you
and
would, I don't know, with a guy like Dave, you wouldn't think so. You think he'd keep going? I mean, they kept going after Taylor died and all that kind of thing. So they kept
boy,
going
oh,
through adversity at times,
a lot. Yeah, yeah. Him
but
especially, geez.
yeah, this might not be. And quite honestly,
Ah,
he's what 55, I think they said. So dude, just cash out, man. Just spend time with your
Well,
family and make it up to them, and
well,
because you're not gonna make it up to them on the road, dude. You
oh
ain't gonna
yeah,
make it
true
up to them
that.
on the road.
And he is an addict,
So
so that doesn't help. He's a caffeine addict, ladies and gentlemen. Caffeine. He's a coffee nut. So that's
yeah,
why he can't stop. So maybe chill
right.
back on the coffee. Maybe a little less Sanka, if you will.
Well,
Sanka.
we heard you had some statements from Carrie Wurr, ex girlfriend or whatever, last
Ooh,
week,
yeah.
and I heard further from her that she said that he was kind of like a serial cheater. That
Ah,
so
wow.
kind of the hens kind of coming to roost. And like I said, quite honestly, Dave, you're 55. You don't plan on having any more kids. If you're gonna be out there doing that, get the wire snipped, man. Don't have any chance of this happening. And and this
Ding.
poor kid's gonna grow up knowing the whole situation. It's just there's nobody wins in these situations, man.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah,
a
yeah.
selfish move on his own part. We haven't heard any more on who the young lady
Yeah.
is. We heard rumors it could be a friend of his daughter's, but I haven't heard any more on that. But
Yeah.
just
Very weird.
but
Way
I
to
don't
go,
know.
Dave. Ah, boy, oh boy. Couldn't keep it in his trousers. And yeah, we'll see. At his age, who knows? He may, but, we got that caffeine junkie thing going on,
Right.
the junkie deal going on. So he may just not be able to stop. Speaking of
I
not,
think this thing. I think the public will probably be able to get over it. But like I said, if he's truly wanting to make it up to his family, it might be time just to call it a career, man. But
yeah,
we'll see. We'll
yeah.
see what happens.
Yep, sure enough. Here we go. Here's a continuing drama, if you will, saga, whatever that would be. That would be the Jane's addiction story. Just keeps getting more and more interesting. We all know about Perry Farrell going off his whack job nutso self and well attacked. Yeah, he shoved Dave Navarro a couple times on stage, and then now we all know Jane's addiction's done for. And we're getting more information now, even from one of his. I think it was one of his texts. One of the texts of the band was
Yeah.
saying, this on stage deal wasn't the first time that Farrell's gone after DeMarle. It's actually happened backstage. So holy cow, man! What the heck? What the heck's wrong with these people? But yeah,
Well,
yeah,
this happened backstage after that incident. Dave kind of went up to Perry, kind of like, "Oh, what the hell," kind of thing, and he slugged him again, and he kind of broke down and started crying and everything. And
oh boy.
hoping he
Yeah.
didn't ruin his wax face, man. The dude looks like a wax figure, man, or
Oh,
something. I don't know.
oh,
He's just
yeah,
so freaky looking.
yeah, and even and now the people are coming out of the closet here. Porno for Pyros. Martin Lenoble calls Perry Farrell the worst frontman I ever worked with. I'm going to use my southern accent on this one, if you don't mind. He says I can say unequivocally that Perry's been the worst frontman I've ever worked with. Always a kind word followed by shitty actions. The fish rots from the head down. I still don't understand how he channeled some of those great lyrics and vocals on the first two Jane's album. And he continued that, I've worked with some difficult singers that were all kinder, better, and more talented. Harry doesn't show up for rehearsals, sound checks, writing, etc. He jumps in late with shitty lyrics. Some I had to tell him were terrible, unprepared, wild eyed, not present, high. MFer does it over and over again. And then he even says about his wife, Eddie, she's a horrible person, the worst with the biggest ego. So, oh boy, that's a train wreck from hell right there. How exciting is that? Boy, oh boy. So
Dude,
I'm
this
amazed.
is my take. I'm shocked I haven't heard anybody else come up with this take. Eddie is the Yoko Ono of this band, dude, for sure. That's the way I see it, 1,000%, man. She is just so wanting to get what it started over with when they started to get back together, and they're talking about how they're going to go back out on the road, and Perry wanted to have dancers. And they decided that it was all going to be a democracy. They all have votes. All the other three guys, no, we're just going to be a rock band. We're going to get out there, no dancers. Well, it's because she's a dancer. And they had her video, and they wanted to have it up there. Then it was, and it's not have real dancers, just have video of dancers. And they're like, no. And she's just trying to wedge her way, shoehorn her way in there any way she can, to be up on there. So then it came to the very first show of the tour. She's out there in a public space and screaming and carrying on and make a big deal. And you got the Live Nation representatives there and everything. And the other three guys are freaking out. Okay. And she's saying, Perry quits. And we're not going to do it. Perry quits. And they're like, okay, well, what are we going to do? We're just going to go up there and do instrumentals. We're going to ask, karaoke from the audience. What are we going to do? And of course, he eventually went up on stage. But yeah, they're saying from day one, putting this together, that there's just been, dude, she's the one. That's totally the way I see it. She is the one wedging in there between Perry and the band. And Perry's kind of an odd character anyway, man. So, just like John Lennon was, really, if you think about it.
She got him under her thumb. Yes.
Dude, it is totally a Yoko situation, man.
Wow. There you go. Wow, way to go. Idiot. Etty.
And quite honestly, too, this is their legacy now. This is the way they're going to go out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is on nobody's good terms. This is it. This is how they're going to go out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Crapping out and on a tour.
And mostly for this woman's ego, man. Quite honestly, I mean,
not for lack of logistics, not for lack of ticket sales,
right?
Not for lack of any of that. Lack of one nut job gal. Wow,
yep. Just wanted to be part of the band or whatever. Wanted to be the Yoko. Yeah, of course, y'all see that video where Yoko's up there with Chuck Berry and they turn her mic off. And she's just up there yelling.
Oh, yeah.
John Lennon's playing with Chuck Berry. Yeah.
And that rock and roll circus show over there in jolly old London, I believe it was.
God.
Boy. Oh, yeah. I'm sure he wanted to punch her out for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe
just coincidental. They're both Asian women. I don't know. It's with the culture of rock and roll and Asian women. I don't know, but I don't know. Kind of got the dragon lady kind of complex going there. I don't know, but
shame on her if that's the case. So how dare you? You're in your freaking ego. And I don't give a shit about the performers. They're all wealthy enough, but the people behind the scenes who ain't filthy rich. Yeah. And they're the ones who get screwed. So thanks a lot, you heartless wench.
He is such an odd-looking guy, man. He's just, I don't know. He's had to have so much work done. He looks like a wax figure of himself, right? That's what he looks like to me, man.
It just looks very bizarre. Just a bizarre dude. So way to go, you guys. And now everybody can come out of the closet and say just how really horrible he was. But you know what,
Perry went feral.
Yeah. Perry Peril. What? Here's a guy who's also troubled, and that would be Journey singer Arnel Pineda. Yes. Here's the headline. I've been dreading this headline for sure. Journey singer Arnel Pineda says, "Good has won," after he invited fans to vote him out of the band. I tried, Doc. I gave it my utmost effort, continued usage of the internet to vote, but didn't come to fruition. By golly. Good old Arnel, he's thanking the fans for their support after he received criticism for his performance with the bandmates at Rock in Rio. So, yeah, and this is so deep. There's not one performance that's going to totally blow a singer off off his game. It's not one performance. It's Journey. So we all know he's looking for a way out. Please vote me out. He's begging up, because he'll go down back to the Philippines and live like a king for the rest of his life. So so he put up this poll, which I haven't seen the results. I don't know if he's posted them. I've looked for them. I can't find the results. So what a crock of crap, Oh, yeah.
Well, I think it was like an out and out vote. I think it was like if he got 1 million people to say get out, he was going to get out. Yeah, I don't think it was like, where there was, more or less.
To know what are the numbers, though? What are the numbers? Because I don't trust anything. by golly. And then of course he after the winning, he came back and said, uh, I'll just use a regular voice. Hello, everybody. Firstly, I want to apologize for the inconvenience I have caused all of Journey's faithful fans out there. I know the band's not perfect right now and in turmoil. No shit. But it is not going through some bad stuff these days anyway. My friends, again, you know who you are. And then he just goes on to this just bottom line, good is one, no matter how screwed our world is. Maybe it's because evil in us in general, or the politicians or religious leaders, and blah, 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 blah. Again, I say that good has won. And he just goes on and on.
This is
You know,
this is an odd cat, man. This dude,
and
it seems like a cry for help. Because
well,
I always go back to him with the just kick me out of the band if you want.
yeah,
I just keep going back to that, and now it's like, well, vote me out of the band if you want. He's looking for an out, man. Like I said, he's just an employee of the band, so I don't know what his contractual obligations are, but maybe he's looking to get out of a contract. I don't know, man, but it seems like this guy's looking for a way out, man.
and I feel sorry, but apparently he's had tremendous obstacles throughout his life. Lost his mom at a young age. He was homeless, borderline starvation, and but boy, that's not how you act, when you're made it, you know. But then again, with Journey, my gosh, it's got to be like a freaking train wreck every day. Every gig, it's got to be like a train wreck, just waiting for Jonathan and Neil to go after each other on stage and just end it, just like
Right?
like
Oh yeah, the tension's got to be unbearable.
but yeah, so yeah, he's got a real long thing. I can't. I'm not going to read the whole thing. It's so horrible. But there are words like spiritual journey, profound curiosity, bigotry, discrimination, racist,
Oh,
screw up.
geez.
It just goes on and
Yeah,
on.
there's a lot of folks kind of came to his defense or whatever. Adrian Vandenberg from Weiss, Michael Sweet from
Oh yeah.
Striper, a couple other folks. Just kind of, it really sounded to me like they were getting out their own frustrations in these statements rather than speaking up for a guy. But yeah, whatever.
Oh gosh, what a mess! What a mess! But yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Who knows if they're gonna, they're even gonna be back, and we got more to
I
discuss
think that's
about that.
I got to be on him though. He was just like you said, he was a mild mannered guy, just barely making it or whatever. All of a sudden, it's thrust upon him. Rock stardom is thrust upon him because he sounds like a guy. I mean, it's nothing that he created. Really, just
Right.
because he sounds like a guy. That now he's in this position, and there's got to be a lot to take on. Go and add that, like you said, the tensions of Neil
But
and
since
Jonathan Kane.
he's been with them since what, 2007, so
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this
like
point,
17 years. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like at this point, he just wants to get the hell out of there. He's made his money, and oh gosh, I tried Arnell. I voted. I didn't vote. I
Well, let's
don't
see what his
care.
next cry for help is. How he's going to try to get out of his.
Or what band member cries for help next? Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So speaking of Journey, these guys, they just love Journey. They never stop. Obviously the Rock in Rio performance is what kicked all this crap off. In terms of the vote, because he had a bad night. The singers, everybody's gonna have a bad night, but no, 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 no. Neil Sean, he's blaming the good people of Avenged Sevenfold for the Rock in Rio problems, for the mic problems,
Yeah.
and yet Arnell said that he had a I thought he said he had a cold or whatever, and but no, 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 it's all Avenged Sevenfold's problem. So our good buddy, our good buddy Ronnie Radke, he says, "No bullshit. That's absolute crap." How does this stuff happen, Doc? Honest to God, how does this stuff happen?
Well, Sean makes a statement, says that the clips from Rio, even though we found out much there, that we got extremely limited by Event Sevenfold, or they limited the sound system. on them, and that means that hardly any sound can get out of the PA to the audience. It's a
Oh,
bullshit move. Check out the audience; they loved it. The rest is fabricated crap. And then when he was asked why Avenged Sevenfold would pick the headline over Journey, he just answered politics. So he's such a
politics.
bitter old fart, man.
Well, I read some of the comments that came with these articles, and most of the comments are like, Journey, they were famous 40 years ago. Who gives a crap? Be
Right?
lucky you're even playing with Avenged Sevenfold. Most of it was that. It's like,
Yeah.
who the hell cares, pal? You pompous ass. And most of them going after Neil. You pompous ass. Who do you think you are? Just, whoa. So, yeah, way to go, Neil.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that kids these days is like who Journey, who what, Yeah.
Yeah, so
But
Neil blames Avenged Sevenfold. Radke backs up Avenged Sevenfold. Apparently, he did a tour with them, and they're all very decent people. But Neil, geez, he's just problems go wherever he goes. Problems follow him now, and it seems like
yeah.
I don't. At this point, yeah, come on. Could it be maybe his wife's in the gears with his mind too? Who knows, man? Who knows? Because really, he's got a golden goose, and he just can't get it together. And this has been forever. We talked about this forever. 20 years ago,
Yeah.
they didn't even have their name trademarked for crying out loud. I mean, ugh, these guys are just not with it. So I'm sure they're all rich as hell, but no, they're going to keep us coming with material, man, and good for them because we need material. So keep it coming. What do you think about that? Boy, yeah, Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, it
Pop.
just kills me. Iraqi's got to chime in on it, man. He's just got to chime in on everything. But yeah, whatever.
Like I say, he toured with them apparently. So, that's a good thing, I guess. Freaking A. Moving on. Klinghoffer. Oh boy, Josh. Goodness, Josh. You really messed up. Josh Klinghoffer. The name people may recognize. There he is right there. Yeah, he's in some trouble. He's in a little bit of trouble if I may say so myself. Uh Former guitarist with the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and he's been sued for wrongful death and negligence for allegedly running over and killing a pedestrian in Alhambra, California. Oh boy, oh boy. A lawsuit filed by the family of Israel Sanchez, a 47-year-old man who was struck by the musician's car in the March 18th incident. And he was arraigned this week on a misdemeanor charge of vehicular manslaughter without gross negligence. And
That's a misdemeanor.
he pleaded
Wow.
not guilty. Well, but according to the lawsuit, Klinghoffer was allegedly on his phone while
Yeah, there you
driving an
go.
SUV and made a left turn and obviously in an intersection while Sanchez was walking across the street, meaning Sanchez was walking correctly, and
Yep.
Klinghoffer took that left turn, didn't see, on his phone, didn't see him, boom. Blunt force trauma to the head, and he died from his injuries hours later. And just the fact that he was on a phone, if they can prove it, I'm sure they can. They go to his phone records, you know, they get the
Well,
phone.
I've seen photos. TMZ's got. I try to get it for us, but they got copyright, obviously. But there's photos of like the almost like the incident. It kind of looked like there. So
Right?
there's cameras everywhere and everything. So yeah, I mean, he pleaded not guilty though. He was arraigned this week and pleaded not guilty. So I don't know. To me, it seems like that's a misdemeanor charge. You might just want to own up to that. I don't know, but
Wow. Exactly. My gosh.
here just because he's on his phone, man. Not like his family's without their dad, or just it's horrible,
Yeah,
horrible.
really. Good riddance. And after the car struck the pedestrian, Josh immediately pulled over, stopped his vehicle, called 911, and waited until police and ambulance arrived. He's fully cooperating with the traffic investigation. So what? Yeah, it's easy to
Well,
it's
still
easy
decent enough. He could have taken off. They
it's easy
caught
to
up
do
to
the
him
right thing
eventually, but yeah.
afterward. It's easy enough to do the right thing before you do it, but or afterwards, why don't you just watch where you're going? Damn it, boy, he's in trouble. Even with the court system, and then gonna get sued. So boy, oh boy. hope he made some money with the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I
Yeah,
imagine
he's with
that's what.
Chili Peppers just for a little stint, and popped in with Pearl Jam and Jane's Addiction too. He's had tour
Really?
experience with those bands, so he's kind of one of those gunslinger for hire kind of guys. But well, hopefully, yeah,
Oh
enough
boy.
to cover this because he's definitely gonna get sued.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about that. Well, get off your damn phone. Boy, the phones are causing so much trouble. Back in our day, the only distraction we had was grabbing for the next cassette or CD to put into the machine, into the CD player. That was our distraction. Nowadays, they got a damn screen ahead of them half the time. So that's why we didn't wipe out, Doc, back in my day,
I tell you what,
back in the
damn
40s.
kids watching the videos,
Got dang kids and the
damn MTVs.
dang videos. Yeah, yeah. But well, here's some sad news. Traffic's Dave Mason. Traffic's Dave Mason. There he is, right there. Oop, nope. Hang on there. Yeah, there he is, right there. Dave Mason. Yeah, he's canceled his fall 2024 tour due to a quote serious heart condition. Oh boy. I will not start on that, but we will go on. Yeah, he canceled his Traffic Jam West Coast tour. Doctors detected a serious heart condition during a routine appointment. Wow, that requires immediate medical attention. So, yeah, although his team of doctors, yeah, expect a full and successful recovery, and Mason plans to resume his touring plans in 2025. Hmm. I'm guessing stents. That's
You
just my
know,
guess. If they're so sure he's going to be backing at it, I'm guessing stents. Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know.
putting
It just
10 down
kills
on
me. We
stents.
talk about this so much. Why are these guys in such a hurry to get back out? This guy's 78 years old.
Yeah,
I don't know,
he's
man.
got a lot of money. I checked, and I always wonder why. Touring is, I haven't done any real serious touring, but every day in a different bed and travel. You don't even know what city you're in at some point. It's just got to be blah, and especially at their age. Young and tenders, shit, in
I'm
their
sure
20s
these
and
guys.
30s.
If that's all
Cool.
you know, guys have been doing it for 50 years. That's all they know. But nonetheless, dude,
Oh
you're
boy.
78 years old. I can't imagine. Can't imagine.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
78-year-old Mason said, "Well, God dang it, I'm heartbroken to have to cancel these dates. But it's the doctor's orders. But I'll be back and better than ever in 2025 when
Oh
I'm
my gosh.
94 years or whatever the hell." And of course, Dave Mason, legendary Traffic. Traffic with Steve Winwood, Jim Capaldi, Chris Wood. Oh boy, what a great, that was great 70s music for that era. I tell you, listening to something like Low Spark of High Heeled Boys in a 70s frame of mind, if you will, was really something
Yeah.
very, very cool. But yeah,
Course,
he's
solo work had the great hit. It's
feeling
only
all
you and me,
right.
and we just disagree. That's
Feeling
a
all right. That one too, covered
all
by
right.
Joe
Yeah,
Cocker. Great stuff. But boy, at their age, yeah. Oh yeah, don't worry, it's
yeah,
my heart. I'll be back. No big whoop.
yeah.
No,
I'll
no,
be
dude.
80 years old and with a heart condition, but I'll get back out on the road. It's like, come
Gee,
on,
many
man.
creepers. Well, he's got better heart than I do, man. We talked about this earlier. Son of a bun. But yeah, so more power to him. If he can do it, I don't get it anymore. What is he trying to die on stage? Too many
Oh
creepers.
man.
Very, very weird. But well, that is, he is what he is. He's Dave Mason. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, moving on. Got some sad news. Sad news. An R.I.P. that was quite unexpected. Kris Kristofferson, legendary Kris Kristofferson, passed away. What, yesterday, day before? Wow. What a legend he is. So many songs. Yeah. One of my favorites, Sunday Morning Coming Down. But of course,
Yeah.
me and Bobby McGee and just tons, tons of songs. He was one of the
Help
whatchamacallums.
me make it through the night. The Highwaymen. Yeah.
Highwaymen, yeah.
Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Waylon Jennings, and Kris Kristofferson. Yeah, 88 years old. And remember too, he's one of those guys. He was raised to be a military guy,
Yeah,
if I remember
helicopter
right. His
pilot.
dad, yeah, and he was a Rhodes Scholar. I mean, he was like on
Yes.
that track big time.
Ah,
And then he left it all behind to get into playing music, and his family disowned him over it. I mean, it was a big
wow.
deal. I mean, it's a big jump. I mean, think about it. You're in that kind of
Hmm.
family. His dad was like an admiral or something. I want to say. So he was just
Wow.
from that kind of background, big time. You know, like I said, went through
Yeah.
all the training as a helicopter pilot and a Rhodes Scholar of all things. You know, but
Yeah. How about it? And
he
then,
led
yeah.
quite a life, man.
Oh yeah, he wanted Johnny Cash to check out some of his lyrics, so he actually landed on Johnny Cash's lawn in a
Oh, that's right.
helicopter
I remember that
to get him
story.
his
Yeah,
lyrics.
yeah.
And of course, an actor, my gosh. As a matter of fact, Convoy was on last week.
Oh,
Convoy, the
there's an
movie,
oldie.
where he's, yeah, the rubber ducky. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
My hammer.
acting wise, I think most people remember him with Star is Born with Streisand. I think that was probably his biggest role. But
Oh, he's
yeah,
in
he
Mel
did lots of
Gibson.
stuff. He was in some westerns, I remember. Yeah, he's done all kinds of stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was, yeah, very cool. Yeah, but Convoy, damn it, yeah. My handle was Hammerhead when I was driving the big rigs. And yes, I did drive the big rigs, the road rigs. I drove some around for a while. And Hammerhead, man, I never come across Rubber Ducky though. Came across the Quaalude Kid one night. I thought that was a great handle. The Quaalude Kid. Hey, hope you're driving all right there,
70s were a
kid.
wacky time. But
Crazy, crazy stuff. But yeah, so
yeah, Chris Christopherson married to Rita Coolidge at one time. I
that's right.
remember.
Yeah, sure. Boy, oh boy.
Uh,
Yep, all the great ones, man.
yeah, kind of a staple of the 70s, man. Really. Now,
Boy, oh,
88. I'm surprised he was that old. 88 years old. But yeah.
yeah, I would have said maybe 80, but boy, damn near right there with Willie.
Well,
Right
as you
there.
say, yeah, Willie's 91, 90, so yeah, not too far off from Willie. So,
Yeah, yeah. And here's more news. Ah, jeez. We've been talking about the Oasis concert and all this crap, and Doc, you know what? Uh, they're coming to Chicago.
they're coming, they're
Oasis is
coming,
coming to
they're coming.
Chicago. Yeah, yeah, they're coming to Chicago. So I'm gonna keep an eye on the local rock station, see if I can't get some front row tickets, if for nothing else than just to harass them. Your mother liked him better, stuff like that. Hey, your brother did your wife, something like that, just to see if we can get a Jane's Addiction moment on stage.
Yeah,
You
staying
know.
right in front of Liam and all night. We love you, Noel. We love you. Yeah.
Oh, that's troublesome. Yeah. But sure enough, yeah, they got the North American tour, the leg, if they will, their 2025 tour, and they're going to be coming through
Well, we're pretty
Chicago.
sure that was going to happen, and sure enough, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I believe, I don't know. I don't know if they're even going to make it here. If they're going to survive, if you will, by the time they get it. And they're playing at good old Soldier Field there, Dr.
Oh
Rooney.
my
Soldier
gosh.
Field, by golly. I hate that. I don't know. Number one,
You know, I've
you're
never
at
seen
the
a show there, man, and I have no desire to, quite honestly.
well, you're at the whims of the weather too, and that's what
Yeah.
I hate. That's what when I was gigging, I always hated. Well, I didn't hate outdoor gigs, but it's always a crapshoot to book them because Lord, your rain, boom. If it's too hot, you're gonna almost die. So,
Yeah.
but okay, so they're coming too, and they've confirmed. Oasis has confirmed that dynamic pricing on their tickets will not be applied to North American reunion tour dates. That is a good thing. We've been hearing about that more and more lately. Dynamic pricing on tickets. The more popular the act, the more they jack up the price, it seems. And
Yeah.
so the Oasis made a comment. We have made this decision for the North American tour to hopefully avoid a repeat of the issues fans in the UK and Ireland experienced recently. Must have jacked up the prices way much. So boy, oh boy, there you go, man. They're doing their part. And on that vein, real quickly, who else is doing their part? Let me see. Who are Iron Maiden? They're going to be coming by. in their 2025 50th anniversary tour, and they are also taking a stand against dynamic pricing. So at least at least they're trying. If you remember back in the day, Doc, you may not remember this, but Pearl Jam had a real big thing against
Oh
Ticketmaster. They
yeah,
were really pissed off,
back when they first started in the
and
early '90s. Yeah,
they would do concerts, and they couldn't charge more than 25 bucks for a ticket or stuff like that. They were really out in the front of this, and it seems like it hasn't helped because bands have to start doing this on their own. Demanding no dynamic pricing because this can get outrageous, these prices. And by dynamic pricing, this isn't a resale or anything. This is an actual ticket to the seat that they
right.
just jacked up just
It's
because
just
it's
supply
so
and
the
demand. Yeah,
supply is
exactly.
so
Yeah,
yeah, the
yeah.
demand is so hard that they can jack up the prices because these suckers will pay it. So shame, shame,
Well, it's
shame,
kind of
shame.
interesting. It's kind of a I don't know catch-22 situation almost because you got to be big enough to even demand to have the demand dynamic pricing, but then if you're big, even bigger, then you can say no, we don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like these bands are calling the shots on how their tickets get sold. I mean, they got to be
Hmm.
a big draw to be able to do that. Then you also got to be big enough draw where they're even going to implement that dynamic pricing. So
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Damned if you do, you damned if you don't, I guess. Boy, oh boy. But we'll see. Oasis coming to our town. How disappointing. But it is what it is. Oh, yeah, Five Finger Death Punch. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The Five Finger Death Punch singer, Ivan Moody, he fractured a rib on a stage fall at the Louder Than Life, the aforementioned Louder Than Life festival. Oh my goodness. On Thursday, last Thursday, doggone it. He's up there rocking and all this good stuff. And he lost his footing as he was making his way across the stage. And then he lifted himself back up and continued with the final song of their set. Holy cow. I bet he's damn glad it was the final song. Be like two songs in, it's like, oh crap, I got a broken rib. At that point, he would have to dig deep, Doc. Dig deep and suck
Dig
it up.
way deep. Yeah.
Way deep, baby.
I saw the video. It wasn't even like he was trying to do something cool. Remember, we saw him. People may know we had season tickets for him.
Yeah.
We went and seen him as part of that. And yeah, he's kind of one of those guys that hops around a lot, and stands on the monitors and stuff like that. So I was kind of thinking, yeah, he's probably trying to do something like that. But no, he
No,
just no, he just was walking on the stage and just tripped. He wasn't trying to do anything
no.
cool at all. So
I bet he was in sneakers too. 'Cause I think he wears sneakers on. So he should have had proper footing. I don't get it. Come on, guys. It must have been a hard gig, heavy duty gig, and he just said, I'm gonna rock this last song out and hope I don't break a rib. Sadly, that didn't happen. But way to go, Ivan. Way to dig deep and take care of business on stage, if you will. Speaking of stage, we got some tours coming up that are really disappointing. I gotta say, Canada's one of Canada's bastard sons, Brian Adams, is going to be doing. He announced a 2025 UK arena tour, and he says we're gonna sing and rock the roof off these arenas. And shame on you, Canada. Really, how dare you? But yeah, he's gonna bring his Roll with the Punches tour to the UK cities in May of next year. Oh boy, in support of his soon to be announced new studio album of the same name. Doggone it. Come on, Brian. We really don't need that. But he's doing 9 shows in Newcastle and concerts in Manchester, Glasgow, and London.
well,
And
he's just over there.
they're sort of wrapped up with the Queen and the King over there in Canada anyway. So, more power to them, I guess. Just stay in London. Don't come here. And here's another great tour announcement. This one's great. This is not your Brian Adams concert. Weird Al Yankovic. Weird Al Yankovic is doing a massive
Dude, he's doing a
2025
ton of
tour,
dates, man. Yeah.
and he's stopping in Chicago up there at Ravinia. To our people who may not know, Ravinia, it's a concert venue for the hoity-toities. and north side of Chicago, where you bring
Yeah, kind of
wine
the
and
wine and
cheese
cheese.
and
Yeah, I was
crap,
gonna say,
bring
yep,
some condos and stuff.
yep. The
Where
wine and cheese crowd for sure.
yeah, exactly. And
It's kind of
never
place like
been there.
Enya would play, something like that. Yeah, some smooth jazz,
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, so Weird Al is doing it, man. It's going to be the bigger and weirder tour. It's going to kick off Las Vegas in June, but it's going to make its way into the Midwest by the end of the month. So yeah, Sunday, June 29th, Weird Al's coming to our area. That would be pretty bizarre. Legendary Weird Al Yankovic. So that's cool. So yeah, there you go. And we just mentioned someone putting out new music. It looks like the legend himself, Sammy Hager. Yeah, he's putting out some new music with his touring band right now. They asked him about putting on some new music, and he says, "Yes, I guarantee it. I mean, it's like I don't know. Oh, and this is the best. This is the best reason ever to do this album, Doc. This is outstanding. He says, "Yes, I guarantee it. I mean, it's like I don't know when and why because records don't sell. I made a couple of my best records of my life, my last two solo records, and I'm lucky to sell 50 or 60,000 records.
that's
You go,
stunning. That's
yeah,
stunning.
yeah. But with all the downloading and shit, you go and make records nowadays just to lose a couple of $100,000. It's all good, but I need a tax write-off, so it really helps. I made too many this year. Let's go make a record. Well, he needs a tax write-off. That's why he's made too much
Well,
money
because
this
he's
year.
at that level, but how many artists are at that
Yeah,
level, man?
but
That,
yeah,
that speaks volumes,
that's
man.
funny though.
When
He needs
where
a
an
tax
artist that
write-off.
is 50 to 60,000 albums. I mean, just on his name alone, and just out of just old fans of curiosity. My gosh, man, that's a stunningly low number. I wonder if there's some hyperbole being, he's just being.
I bet not, though.
Yeah,
Consider it with all the downloads and stuff.
yeah, but
People aren't going to go buy
that's a
a
really low
physical
number.
album. I'm not surprised, though. Now, Taylor Swift or somebody puts out an album, it's going to be a million seller, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but still
All our
50,
people,
60. Wow, I
all
don't
our
know.
people are growing old, Doc. Just
Well, the
gotta.
thing is, the way that they put it, like Sammy tells Van Halen fans there'll be new music, and it's like, okay, it's not Van Halen music. Why are you
uh,
telling Van Halen fan? And it's
yeah,
basically Chicken Foot with a different drummer. Instead of
yeah.
Chad Smith, they got Jason Bonham. So
Oh,
other than
yeah,
that, it's the
yeah.
same band as Chicken Foot. So
Oh,
you
speaking of
know,
tours, before we go, uh, right now, no, the Beat tour is going on, which is Steve Vai, uh, Adrian Belew, Tony Levin, and Danny, drummer from Tool,
Perry.
Gary. They're touring right now, and there's a lot of material on YouTube of the tour day. And I tell you, man, that is so cool, And it's good to see Steve Vai. He looks like Zorro. He's dressed like Zorro during his tour, and he, eh, he doesn't have to be the center of attention, and it really suits him well. They're all having a time of their life. This was some crazy, wild, wacky music they're playing. The '80s, like '81 to '84, Crimson, and that is some real good musicians there playing some really cool stuff. So there's some cool stuff going around the nation. Tinley Park's done for the year, so I don't know. I'm debating on whether to grabbing another season ticket last year or next year, another season pass for the lawn. I'm thinking long and hard. I don't know. Long and hard. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. But in any case, thanks for stopping by and checking out the rock news this week. Of course, we'll see you next week with some more. So why don't you take us home, Doc?
Yes, sir. Another week in the books. As always, thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll do it again. We do it every Monday. So I hope you'll check in with us then. Till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.